All right, y'all. So today I wanted to talk about getting lean once. All right, the camera's a little bit crooked, but fuck it. I got my white girl coffee over here. But I wanted to talk about getting lean once because a lot of people are always like, I can't eat what you eat. I can't do this. I can't do that. Here's the thing: being lean is very similar. Being lean versus being fat is very similar to being out of debt and to being in debt, right? If you're 100,000 in debt, if you take out another 5,000 in debt, right? Not to talk about the interest that you'll get, but also that you don't have anything to work with in the first place. Like you already have 100,000 in debt, so adding 5,000 is not a good idea, right? Versus if I'm $0 in debt and I add 5,000, I have more wiggle room, right? So when I'm like being lean is very similar to as far as like being able to have a cheat meal, it's very similar to having PTO. Like right now, currently I have a lot of PTO. Like I can eat like shit for the rest of the year, won't gain that much fat, right? Because every pound of fat gained is 3,500 extra calories. All right. But the same thing in the same breath, guys, like when you actually get lean, you aren't even going to want to eat like shit because you're going to feel so good how you are and your habits are going to be so deeply rooted. So getting lean once is the key, because once you get lean that one time, going through the process, going through the journey, right? When you realize how difficult it is, but then how rewarding it is, you want to be in that feeling forever. So you're going to be locked in to that mentality. Getting to the point that you want to get to as far as lean, getting 10%, 15%, 8%, whatever your goal is, it requires you to think differently and act differently. So it's really an identity shift. So once you make that identity shift, it's going to be easier for you to really make sure that you stay in that identity. Because when you think a certain way, you will always do what you need to do. When you think lean, like right now, I'm thinking lean, right? You're not going to fit this tank top like I'm fitting, overnight, right? It's not going to happen. You have to think lean and then be lean, right? You have to do what you need to do every single fucking day. All right. You got to get down to that 8, 9, 10% body fat. You got to do that shit. All right. Another thing I wanted to say is it is a good example would be how I used to think when I had bad credit versus when my credit's like 800. I don't know what the fuck it's now, probably like 800. I don't care. It's because I think differently. Like when I wanted good credit, I was looking for shortcuts of how to get good credit. Now I'm about to get some Home Depot credit, whatever that song is. But anyways, when I wanted to get good credit, I was looking for shortcuts, right? I was looking for boosts. I was looking for credit repair people to be like, oh, I can fix your credit overnight. I was looking for that type of shit instead of just being someone who has good credit. Someone who has good credit, they pay everything off on time. They don't spend more than they make, and they don't buy ridiculous amounts of shit with their credit. Like if they have $20,000 of free credit to use, they don't use it unless they know they can pay it back, within a decent amount of time, right? Versus when you're thinking in that bad mindset, right? You're going to be like, I got 20,000 extra dollars, and you're going to spend it all and not be able to pay it back. Because that's how you think when you have bad credit. Same thing for how people think when they are, out of shape trying to get lean. They're like, okay, let me go to the gym and burn off the pizza that I ate, right? People who are not lean look at the gym as where you burn calories, and they look at food as a reward. With that thinking, that cyclical thinking, they're never gonna get to their fucking goals. And that's why a lot of people never get to their goals, because they're like, yeah, man, I went to the gym. My watch says I burned 3,000 calories. So, I ate some pizza, but I only ate 2,800 calories today, so I should be good. And it's like, you have to realize that food is fuel, and you need to fuel your body with the right things, high protein, to make sure that you're building muscle, right? And you need to start looking at it more long term. Right. Another thing is, once you get lean that one time, not only will it be easier to stay lean, but like I said, the mindset is going to be different, and you're going to start identifying as being lean, but people are going to start to see you as lean. So that's the expectation they have of you, which will make it easier for you to maintain it as well. For example, I remember I was skinny as shit and I was out of shape. I was fat as shit. And my family was just like, oh, okay, well, this is the skinny child. And my brother was like the lean dude. So they would ask him for fit advice and stuff like that. Then once I got lean and I put on some muscle, they started to ask me, and I was like the fit guy. I was Mr. My aunties would be like, oh, here he comes. Here comes Mr. Muscle, Mr. Sexy, like that kind of thing. People start to look at you that way. So then it's easier for you it solidifies and it reinforces exactly who you've become and who you are, right? So yeah, getting lean once is really the key, man. Just get to that 10% once. It'll be easier to maintain. Like once you get to your 10%, your 8%, and you maintain it, right? You eat at maintenance, you maintain it, then it's going to be hard for you to get fat as shit, right? Because then every pound of fat is 3,500 extra calories. So for you to get back to 20% body fat, you'd have to slow down on your working out, right? And you'd have to overeat every fucking day and eat a lot of shit. And you're just not going to do that because you're locked in mentally, and you've built these good habits that got you down to the 10% body fat, right? So I would say get to that 10% once. And it's the same thing with credit. Like I said, if you have $0 of debt and there's an emergency and you're like, okay, well, let me take out, let me take out this $3,000 loan and let me take out this $2,000 loan or some shit like that. You know what I mean? That's not going to be a big deal. Versus if you have 200,000 in debt and you're like, oh my gosh, I have to take out a $3,000 loan. The interest is going to be higher. Just like when you're 25% body fat, you can't have a cheat meal because it's going to get stored as fat. You have more insulin resistance, right? And you already don't have the discipline. So it's gonna reinforce that you are not the leanest version of yourself. Versus if you're 10% body fat, you have some cake, it'll probably serve as a refeed day. You'll probably get stronger the next fucking day. Like I always tell you guys, I have some days where I can eat 7,000 fucking calories. I just up the carbs, eat a bunch of shit. And then guess what? It gets stored into my muscle glycogen because I don't eat like that a lot. All right. So yeah, man. So if you're watching this, man, just get lean fucking once. All right. Get lean once. It's going to be easier to maintain. Your mentality is going to change. Your mindset is going to change. And just stick it out. Like a lot of you guys are always quitting so early. Just stay consistent. Just keep pushing, right? If you keep doing what you need to do, eventually you're going to get to where you need to get to, period.